What's the use of having a weekend if you just feel worse on Monday morning than you did on Friday afternoon?
Pretty bad.
It was awful. Nothing but studying, writing papers, and running around in circles. I feel like a hamster on one of those treadmill thingies.
I know what you mean.
So how was your weekend?
Lousy. Really lousy.
Anything in particular?
Oh, just everything in general, I guess.
How are you feeling?
Good question. I feel sort of... I don't know.
Sort of like guys can be real jerks sometimes.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Look, I'm sorry I had to leave the party in such a rush when you were so upset and everything. It's just... Well, something sort of came up.
That's what I figured. Matt was in some kind of trouble?
No, it was nothing much, really. He's fine. I just kind of needed to spend some time with him.
So, he was just feeling bad about getting kicked off the basketball team?
Yeah, that's all it was, basically.
So everything's okay now?
Sure, no problem. I guess we better get to school.
So you found out what happened?
About what?
With Matt and Ashley on Friday night.
Oh, I asked around this morning, but no one seemed to have a clue.
Well, someone has to know.
I think they're keeping it a secret.
He used to be the most reliable source of gossip in the school, Kelly. You must be slipping.
Don't worry, I'll find out.
Jake runs in and grabs Ashley. They take off and no one sees them the rest of the night.
Maybe Matt got into a fight or something.
I saw him this morning. No cuts and no bruises.
So maybe he won.
Then what were Jake and Ashley so worried about? No. It has to be something a little more serious than that.
You think so?
It's major. Trust me. Well, look at this. What are the recycling bins?
It's either that or the world's largest birdhouse. But yeah, it's probably a recycling bin.
We built 4 of them. It took us all weekend.
Well, that's just great. I didn't think we'd be able to get the recycling program into operation so quickly.
Oh, yes. Brooke's been talking about it constantly.
Well, that's that.
Maybe not. It might be better if you put the bin on the other side of the room. I'm just trying to help.
Brooke.
Oh, keep up the good work, guys.
Ever feel like chucking someone into a toxic waste dump?
Hi, Ashley.
How's it going?
Hi.
So, have you heard the news?
What news?
About the election.
Oh, what about it?
I've decided to run. For student council president?
Oh, yeah? Well, good luck.
Thanks. I'll probably need it. To tell you the truth, I almost decided not to run. It's not exactly that I didn't think I was capable.
No, of course not.
It's a pretty big job, but still, people kept asking me to run, kept encouraging me.
Dozens of them.
And I guess I finally made up my mind after I organized the recycling program. Made me realize that I'm, someone people can really look up to as a leader.
Right. Well, like I say, good luck.
And by the way, we were just wondering...
Are you okay?
Sure. Why wouldn't I be okay?
Well, we were kind of worried when you and Jake left the party so quickly.
And we kind of wondered if it had anything to do with Matt. I mean, if Matt's in some sort of trouble.
No.
And if you ever need friends to talk about it with.
That's fine. Really. I gotta run.
She's lying.
Totally.
Through her teeth.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Do I have to keep telling you till I'm blue in the face? I don't want to talk about it.
Matt.
Look, I went out, and I had a few drinks, and I blew off a little steam. So what?
You didn't just have a few drinks. You got falling down drunk in the park.
Here we go again.
Thank goodness Jake found out about it and went to help. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened.
I did not get falling down drunk.
What else would you call it? When I got there, you were flat in your face, throwing up.
Give me a break.
We had to carry you home and sneak you in through the basement door so your parents wouldn't see you.
So this is the first time in the history of the world that a guy's had a little too much to drink?
No. And it isn't the first time you've had a little too much to drink either. Matt, if you only could have seen yourself.
Okay, I was kind of buzzed.
No, you weren't. You were pathetic.
Thanks, Ashley. Rub my face in it.
Matt, listen to me.
No, you listen. This subject is closed. This is the last time we're going to discuss it. And you're not going to mention it to anyone else.
Of course I'm not going to mention it to anyone else. But you can't keep pretending.
I told you. The subject is closed.
Matt, I'm only trying to help. But at times like this, I honestly do not know why I bother.
You know what it is? More than anything else, I just feel like a fool.
Don't feel like that.
But I do, Jake. And it's true. I was being a complete fool for 2 weeks. I don't know where my head was at. I mean, I built this incredible sandcastle in the air, and all because the guy kissed me. So what?
Well, when somebody kisses you, it usually means something.
We're talking about Dylan.
True, but...
I knew what he was like. Everyone kept telling me what he was like. But would I listen?
Sometimes we only hear what we want to. It happens a lot.
You know what the really incredible part is? I kept forgiving the guy. He claimed there was nothing going on between him and Brooke at all. And I believed him. He invited Brooke to my party, and I forgave him. And then, when Brooke dumped him, I actually felt sorry for him. And I actually kept believing there was still something between us. He had to tell me to get lost in front of everybody before I finally opened my eyes.
Yeah, that was a really lousy thing to do.
I deserved it, Jake. Totally deserved it. Maybe Dylan was being a complete jerk, but I was being a complete idiot.
You can't blame yourself, Courtney.
But I do blame myself. But I'll tell you something else. I don't ever want to talk to that guy again. I don't want to see his face. I don't want to hear his voice. And I don't want to have anything to do with him. He's a jerk. He's a liar. He's a selfish pig. And I'm just glad I finally figured that out. I'm telling you, Jake, Just listen to me. Dumping all this stuff on you.
That's okay.
No, it isn't. For the past 2 weeks, I've spent half my life crying on your shoulder. You must be feeling pretty sick and tired of me.
Are you kidding?
You must feel like hiding in the locker every time you see me coming down the hall.
I don't, Courtney. I don't.
Well, thanks. I'm sorry I've been so boring. I'm really grateful for the way you stood by me through all this. I just want you to know that.
Well, listen. There's something I really want to say, too.
Go ahead. Heaven knows you spent enough time listening to me.
It's just... Look, since it's all over between you and Dylan, and if you're feeling kind of lonely, what it comes down to, this may sound a little bizarre. I mean, this may sound really bizarre, but look, there's 2.5 billion guys in the world, but none of them's around right now. So maybe you'd like to go out with me?
That's really sweet, Jake. Do you get that tongue-tied when you ask a girl out for real?
What?
You're really funny. And you're really good for me, too. I'm glad you're my friend.
As you can see, there is now a recycling bin here in the lounge. There is another in the hallway by the office, and a third one down by the gym. It was a heck of a job. It took us all weekend to build them, but I told my committee it was important, so they all pitched in to help me.
You built those things?
Not all by myself. I had some help, and it's not like I'm looking for gratitude or anything. It's an important job that needed to be done. So I did it. And I always thought it was important to take a leadership role in school affairs.
I don't believe this.
Well, look at this. Here are 2 of the people that helped me.
Helped you?
Oh, yes, we certainly did our best to lend a hand, but we could not have done it at all without Brooke.
Thanks, Olash.
Brooke did a marvelous job of setting up the recycling program, just like she did a marvelous job of building the city's new recreation center. Next spring, maybe Brooke will build a new runway at the airport.
I'm very fond of Olaf. He's such a witty guy.
Can you believe that, Bimbo?
Yes, Brooke certainly is a different sort of person.
Making it sound like she deserves all the credit.
But doesn't matter, really. I mean, the important thing is that the program got established.
But even so... Hey, what do you think you're doing? This bin's for paper. You don't chuck garbage into it. Sorry. I don't believe it. Tossing a potato chip bag into...
So, when are you going to have the posters ready?
What posters?
For my election campaign.
I'm supposed to make your posters.
You're the campaign manager, aren't you?
I am?
Of course you are, so get with it, would you? Oh, right. My stupid geography paper.
What about it?
I got this major geography paper due in a few days, and I haven't got the time to do it. Besides, I hate geography. So can you tell your sister I'll pay her to write it for me?
Well, she's pretty busy right now.
So am I. So what?
Well, she can't exactly drop everything just because you need to have a paper written.
Of course she can. Tell her I'll double the price. I'll pay her $20 for this one.
$20.
And for that price, tell her I better get an A+.
Okay. Yeah, I'll arrange it for you.
Atta girl, Cal.
You know me, Brooke. Always happy to help you out. Always glad to do a favor for my good friend Brooke. Always so glad. Especially this time.
It's strange, isn't it? We almost never get to see each other now that we're living in different places. I mean, they're only 5 blocks apart, but...
Yeah, of course. When we did live together, we spent half the time fighting.
I guess. But that can almost be kind of reassuring sometimes. So listen, maybe you feel like doing something after school today?
I don't know. Maybe.
Look, you're not still beating yourself up about Dylan's concert, are you?
I've told you. It was all my fault that it got canceled.
And I've told you that it wasn't your fault.
Dylan asked me to turn in his math assignment. And I totally forgot about it.
He should have turned it in himself instead of skipping a day's school.
We were really starting to be friends. Now I can't even stand me.
Oh, Billy.
You heard what he said to me at the party? He just yelled that it was too late for me to apologize.
It wasn't your fault. And besides, who cares what Dylan thinks?
I care.
Well, then stop caring. He isn't worth it, Billy. He isn't worth having as a friend in the first place.
Listen, I couldn't help hearing what you just said.
Good.
I can't believe how far I'm getting behind in class. With all this stuff about Matt, I can't find the time to study. And when I do find time, I can't think straight. And I got this major history test coming up in just a couple days.
You'll do okay, just like always.
No, it's different this time. I'm totally unprepared, and I don't have a clue when I'll find the time to get prepared. But that isn't the point. It's not what I need to talk to you about.
Matt?
It's starting to drive me crazy, Jake. What am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
I just don't know, Ashley. I honestly don't.
We gotta do something. We've been worried about his drinking for ages, and then on Friday night, seeing him in that condition.
Well, maybe we just have to wait. Let Matt calm down a little. Let him start to realize that he does have a really bad drinking problem.
What if he still won't admit it?
Then maybe we'll have to do something drastic.
Like what?
Like tell his parents.
We can't do that. He'd never speak to either one of us again.
I know. But if we really care about him, do we have a choice? I mean, we can't just let a friend go down the tubes. And if he's drinking like this when he's only 15, what's he gonna be like when he's 18 or 20 or 25?
He'd never understand, Jake. He'd hate us.
I know. But what else can we do?
I don't think I can handle this anymore.
Brooke, I've been looking all over for you.
Here I am.
You are not going to believe what I
Here's
found
my
out.
geography assignment sheet. Give it to your sister for me, would you?
Forget about geography.
I'll pay her $10 tomorrow, and she'll get the other 10
Brooke, listen to me. I found out what happened on Friday night.
You mean with Matt?
It's incredible. I mean, it's totally incredible.
What is it?
You're absolutely not going to believe
Kelly!
this. It turns out Matt's a hopeless alcoholic.
What?
He was dead drunk on Friday night, and apparently he does this all the time.
You're kidding.
I didn't get the whole story, but it sounds like he nearly died of alcohol poisoning.
Where'd you hear this?
From Jake and Ashley, Matt's best friend and Little Miss Perfect.
They actually told you? Hang on, where are you going?
Oh, nowhere. Nowhere at all.
Neat place. If I'd known that, I might have dropped over before.
Mind if I ask what you're doing here?
Oh, just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah?
Kind of blew it, didn't you?
What's that supposed to mean?
You're a bright guy, Dylan. Figure it out. You've no one but yourself to blame about that concert being canceled.
I know that.
You were the one who didn't bother showing up in class, even after they warned you about 74 times.
Tell me about it.
So how come you're blaming the whole thing on Billy?
I'm not.
Then have you told him that?
Well,
And while we're at it, how come you're being such a jerk to Courtney? I know what's been going on. The whole school does.
look, I don't need to stand here and take...
And the fact is, you know you've been a jerk, don't you? To both of them. That's why you wanted to apologize to them in the lounge this afternoon.
Who says I wanted to apologize?
Of course it's what you wanted to do. And it's what you should do, too. So what's stopping you? Don't you have the guts or something? Anyways, I'll see you around.
I thought that was supposed to be a short meeting.
So did I. Sorry, I should know better by now. When the yearbook committee meets, it's never short.
So you finished now?
Not yet. That's what I came to tell you. This thing looks like it could go on for another hour.
Oh, that's great.
So there's really no point in you hanging around.
Another hour? Okay. Tell you what. Why don't I drop back around 4:30?
Sure, that'd be great. We could spend some time together. Just go for a walk. Whatever.
See you in an hour then.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt, how are you?
Brooke?
Are you busy, or do you have time to join me?
I guess. Just killing time, basically. So how's it going with you?
Fine, fine. I guess you've heard. I'm running for student council president.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about that.
Well, it wasn't my idea, really. But since so many people were coming up to me and encouraging me to run, Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't be sitting here making chit-chat at a time like this.
Time like what?
When you're dealing with so many personal problems.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, we've all heard, Matt, about Friday night. And about your alcohol problem.
What?
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Matt. It's a disease. And don't ever think that your friends will turn against you. We'll stand by you, I promise.
Where on earth did you hear about this?
Well, from Ashley, of course. She's really upset, so naturally she's telling all her friends about it, asking us for help.
She's what?
Let us help you, Matt. If you ever feel like you need to talk to someone, share something with us, well then... There. That should cause a few complications for little Miss Perfect.
Underwear?
Billy. I talked to your sister today. She said you've been going through a rough time lately. So I just thought I'd say, if you feel like talking to someone.
You mean like you?
Well, either me or the recycling bin. We're the only ones here.
Then you still feel like being friends?
I always thought we were friends. You're the one who started feeling differently.
I don't know what I was thinking. It's just that...
You found out that people like Matt and Brooke think I'm weird.
Yeah.
And you thought maybe they'd start thinking you were weird, too, if you kept spending time with me. So, do you still think that makes any sense?
No.
Good. I don't think it makes any sense either. So in that case, do you think you might like to play some chess?
Olaf, I'm really sorry I acted that way.
Don't worry about apologizing. Just try and make the chess game last longer than 45 seconds. Is this a deal?
Yeah, it's a deal.
Hi, it's me. I just wanted to let you know it's all set up. Trust me, it's all set up. And I cannot wait to see the look on Brooke's face when she finds out what's happened to her.
So here you are. I thought you were going to come at 4:30.
I needed to go for a walk. To calm myself down a little. It didn't work.
What's wrong?
Oh, that's good. That's really good. The innocent routine.
What are you talking about?
You know perfectly well.
Matt, I don't have a clue.
I asked you not to mention what happened on Friday night. And what did you do? You went out and spread it all over the school.
What?
Well, that's it. We're finished, Ashley. I don't ever want to talk to you again. Ever.
'15 is now on Nick every weekday.
Kidding?
Nope, the saga continues tomorrow. So tune in and you'll see it.
That's the whole point.
'15 weekdays at 5:30, right after Hey Dude, only on Nickelodeon. Now, stay tuned for What Would You Do? Next on Nick.